Welcome back to another weekly intention. In this video, we'll map out the week by covering the key economic events and the highest probability opportunities across the forex market and indices. The goal isn't to predict the market, it's to be prepared. Let's get into the week's plan. Starting off from the forex factory, on Monday we had no news, and due to the displacement we had last week, I decided to sit it out. On Tuesday, which is today, we still have no news, but I'll be looking how we react on some key levels during NY to see if I will be able to capitalize on anything. On Wednesday, the focus for this week will be Wednesday and Thursday, where the 8:30 a.m. New York news are looking for some sort of manipulation for higher prices or lower prices, given what the market is doing at the moment. On Thursday as well, we'll be looking for some sort of reversal during either London session or New York session. Depends on when we get the displacement, since we have no news on the area. We'll be sitting out Friday trading day, and if I will be engaging, I will be looking to use just half freaks in terms of taking a trade. So let's get into the charts. As I said last week, we had a major displacement towards the buy side liquidity on EU and sell side liquidity on DXY. GU took out the major high, EU took out the high inside the weekly imbalance here. DXY took out the low inside the weekly imbalance as well. I want to see price probably stall a little bit, like so we have some sort of retracement into the last week's range before we could see some any move either lower or higher from the current position we're at. From the weekly perspective, there's really not much to work with. I will just have to. We have those weekly imbalance. I think we closed above, and closing above this. Okay, we simply just respected it. Let me highlight that out. Okay, we have this bearish weekly imbalance. We are currently respecting. We closed right above at the tip. No closure above. So yeah, it's a little bit valid. And even though it's been mitigated before, we'll still be looking at it to probably hold price lower or still we get a closure of this. From the weekly perspective, there's not much you can work with. So I'll just be highlighting the previous weekly high and low to see how price reacts in those areas. On GU, we have the previous weekly low overlapping with the weekly imbalance, the bullish weekly imbalance there. So if we're going to see some sort of retracement, we'll be looking at the area. Okay, we can get something like this. Retracement back into the range, into the closing out the last week expansion, and simply trading back into the weekly imbalance for a possible run higher again. Already, we did take out this high here, which I'm looking at a significant high, leaving an SMT with the EU and the XY at those highs. We still have this low intact, this high intact. Only GU took out the. I might just put it. I'll look at this as a run on liquidity, and I'm still gonna be looking at for lower prices. The pair I'm gonna be looking to be able to balance the whole previous weekly expansion will be EU, where GU could see some sort of resistance, probably another push higher, clearing out the previous week high from here. Either way, I will be positioning myself in terms of the session I'm trading, and I won't be trying to predict the market where it's headed to or whatever. I'm just gonna be holding myself accountable to the daily draw on liquidity for each day. So yeah, from the weekly time frame, we really don't have much to work with, like I said earlier. uh, structures, and we've not started rejecting and respecting the SMTs. We've already printed out the lows and the highs. So I'll still want to see structure hold price probably higher a little bit before we have something to work with. If I should drop down to the daily time frame, on the daily time frame, we're currently trading inside an imbalance, a daily bullish imbalance where we from last week's range, I think yeah, from last week's range. So I want to see price to push a little bit higher from the current position, utilizing the daily imbalance. So I want to see price. We're already rebalancing price. I think we could get a retracement back into the 50%. The consequent encroachment of the daily imbalance, and then we could see some expansion higher. Yeah. On GU, currently we still have no feel of the imbalance as well on the daily time frame. I'm currently looking at that as a potential SMT field, the gap that will be open till we have a run on the buy side liquidity, which is the previous weekly high, before seeing some move lower from the level. Or we could also just trade back into the daily imbalance as well, create some sort of SMT and the consequent encroachment of the Euro USD and DXY before we could see some expansion. So overall favoring buy side as a draw where I want to see price take out the previous weekly high on both EU and GU. Then DXY I want to see price take out the previous weekly low, and it's relatively equal lows here as well as my draw. We are currently seeing some sort of we have an SMT inside the daily imbalance already with GU alongside EU. EU also took out the low. And we still have kind of SMT at the previous daily low with GU as well. So we have this lower intact on GU, and we still have this on GU as well. So from the daily perspective as well, the daily and the weekly. On the weekly, I have no clear draw on liquidity that we're targeting. On the daily, working with the daily time frame, we want to see price take out the previous weekly high. So I want to see some sort of 6 hours, 4 hours, or 1 hour formation headed to there to the lows. Yeah. So having that said, I will go down to the 6 hours, and it's kind of about a little bit of barcode we have here. We've just been ranging no real move displacement to either side of this curve, either sell side or buy side. So I'll be waiting for that during my kill zone to see if I'll be able to capitalize on some longs to those highs. Provided on GU, the focus will be on GU. Provided I see this this low being intact and price just has maybe some sort of displacement, one candle of threes, printing an imbalance, and we'll be targeting this high, the 1.36 756 level on GU. It's either that we're sitting on my hands waiting for some real move. So on GU and EU, the focus is on the previous weekly high, and on DXY, the focus is on the previous weekly low. Headed into indices now. From the weekly perspective, we finally get a balance of the we have price trading deeper into the weekly imbalance we highlighted, and I'm still overall bullish. I still want to see price. I still want to see price take out the 3039, sorry, the 30968 level. So there's a buy side liquidity, and I still want to see price take out as high as well on YM. Let me mark that out. Yeah. So I want to see price take out the 54884 level on YM, and I want to see price take out the I want to see price take out the 7838.50 level on ES as well. Currently, we are seeing we already have an SMT at the lows where where we have in NQ declaring out the previous weekly low and YM failing to do so. I think YES as well also did that. We have an SMT at the lows. So we could see some major displacement from the area right now. And the stronger the pair will be looking to see those highs being taken out easily will be YM. So yeah, on the daily time frame, looking at the daily, we're situated inside it. We have those daily imbalance here. If we want to see price to push lower, I want to see a feel of this daily imbalance here. Already we have another daily imbalance as well here, aligning with the weekly imbalance. So, and I could use here as my first draw on liquidity. Things daily imbalance here if we're seeing some sort of expansion to those highs. We're already getting the expansion on EYM. A closure like this will mean I want us to use the daily imbalance we'll be having here for higher prices. And I will keep updating the Discord, my daily hyper for what I'll be expecting on here. So, so we have this. We're moving down to the 6 hour time frame. On the 6 hours, we just have one heavy displacement higher. We've inversed those bearish, this bearish 6 hour imbalance, and we could that's the resistance I was looking to see price reject from if we're to go lower. So we could use here as a target for the day with the previous with the I think with Friday's high. That should be Friday's high. Yeah, Friday's high as another target level. For now, a closure like this will mean I want to see price simply just trade into this and expand higher on NQ. Wait, the SMTs are the lows, are the protective lows. On and we have the similar setup on YM as well. If I on the 4 hour time frame, we already have this 4 hour imbalance here, and we still have this flat body low here on ES as well, but same price deep till this point. It depends on where we're at currently before the opening. So I could easily just take shots to the interest point where I want to see higher prices from, or we could just get a continuation buy set up to those highs to the high of Friday and possibly the 19th of August high as well. If we should invest the 1 hour imbalance we've got here and we're going to reject them from, I would want to use this level for lower prices, in trading back into the 4 hours IMB, the 4 hours imbalance, and looking at take something off at the 90 minutes imbalance as well. So right now, I'm currently just watching how we react inside this 1 hour imbalance. Yeah, we got one here on ES, we got another here on NQ, and we have another here on YM. If there's no speed or reference point towards the draw on liquidity, I always switch into this. So right now, I want to see some sort of the next 2 hours to create some sort of SMT, and we're still heavily respecting this 1 hour IMV. Then I want to use that for higher prices, clearing the high of this, the high of London, the triple high of London, and potentially taking out this high, and as well as this as well. So with that being said, this will come to the end of the weekly intention, and I hope I was able to break down everything properly. And thank you for staying till the end of the video. And do well to subscribe to the YouTube, as well subscribe to our Discord channel where you'll be able to see firsthand what I'm expecting, how I'm approaching the market, and what positions I have on. Thank you.